In this video today, I'll show how I made a set of converted Italian Bersaglieri infantry set in North Africa in 1/72 scale. And here we have the set of figures in which will be worked on. To make the design base of the first pith helmet for the first figure, I molded it using a spare head wearing an M38 Panamka hat from a set of Soviet paratroopers. I took notice that when seeing the hat worn backwards, it has the distinctive shape of the pith helmets worn by the Italian troops in North Africa. And here we have the first one made, sanded, and ready to be assembled, which I will then show how I made these hats after fixing it onto the first figure. Now for the mold, I use modeling clay. Then to cast it, I used super glue and infused it with cornstarch to strengthen its form. And after 10 or so minutes, we have a set of new pith helmets ready to go. For the signature plume of black feathers on the right side of the Bersaglieri helmets, I used thread by twisting and hardening the tip with super glue. Then I cut it at an angle in order to give it shape. Then I have the rest of it hardened with glue to hold its form. And we have our first figure ready. For this next pair of figures, I started by swapping their weapons since there were no crouched riflemen. And for the crouched soldier, I gave him a pith helmet since he had no head cover. Now, on to the next set of two figures. I removed the right arm and rifle to reposition and glue them back on for a bayonet charge pose. Then, I glue on the barrel and bayonet. To give the grenade thrower a new arm, I use paper and shape it with a razor blade. Then, here we have a light machine gun team, which I only swapped their M33 helmets for the M28 pith helmets. And here we have a few finished examples ready for painting. Before I began painting them, I sprayed on a coat of black primer. I start with painting the flesh first, as I find it easier to paint on the uniform after. Then, I give them a flesh tone wash. Now, it's time to give some color to the uniform. For this, you can give them a mix and match of the mainland grey uniform, or just follow as shown here, wearing all desert tones, however you may want them to look. Next, we can now give some color to the puttees. With the main uniform colors done, I then start painting the belt, boots, and goggle strap. Then, I paint the bread bag with canvas beige. Then I have the water canteen painted. For the weapons, I base coat them with orange brown for the wood. Then, I paint the metal parts with gunmetal gray. Next, I then paint the goggles. Then, I have the lenses highlighted. And last, I paint the plume of black feathers and give the figure a dark toned wash. The last thing I do with them is cover their bases with PVA glue, then dip them in sand. That's all for this one. I hope y'all liked it, and thanks for watching.